Welcome to the latest video by the Hickeys, and in this video we showcase our trip on the Wild Atlantic Way. We started at the very top at Malin Head and worked our way down the coast as far as we could within the week that we had available. Now, first of all, we had to get there. So we were leaving from Cork, so we travelled up the coastal route to Malin Head and then rendezvoused with other people up there that were going to join us on the trip and then worked our way back down. But as you're going to see in this next clip, coming to the toll bridge just outside Limerick, I very last minute realised I was not 2 metres, I was well over it, so I had to get in lane to get through the barrier and head on up the motorway. Our next stop was just outside Galway. We headed to Salt Hill in Galway for our lunch, just to break up the journey for Jessica, get her out of the car seat and stuff like that, before making the final journey of that day to Sligo to park up for the night, get sorted, and then to rendezvous with everyone in Malin Head the following morning. So now guys, stay tuned and see what's coming.
When the school is out, when the booze is up, when the sun is down, enjoy the ride, got some pillows in the Chevy. Hey, hey, just like a dolly, low hitting heavy. Hey, hey, take your time, let me know when you're ready. Hey, hey, couple months I've been messing with you steady.
Are we at Salt Hill?
Yeah, Salt Hill.
Salt Hill, Galway. What you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
Eating ice cream.
Eating ice cream. After lunch. Was your lunch nice?
Yeah, it was delicious.
It was delicious. That's good. So where are we?
I don't know.
Salt
Hill.
Salt Hill.
Open for plans tonight. Lost in the afterglow. Oh, girl, your love for me keeps calling me, so I'm calling you.
Where are we going, Tam?
I don't know.
Are we going to Sligo?
Nah.
Going to Sligo. So we are.
What does Sligo mean?
Sligo's the name of a place. We're going to Sligo to a place called Rosie? Yeah, Rosie Point in Sligo. So we can go to Malin Head in the morning.
Till the fat lady sings, I owe you a trip, cause me and you, we got a thing. My sunshine state, hair curly like a string. Just a big ol' smile, that's about all you gotta bring. So enjoy the ride, got some pillows in the Chevy.
Can you say Sligo?
Sligo.
Sligo.
Yeah.
At Rosie's Point. Rose's Point.
We are at.
Roses.
I can't say Rose.
You can't, you just said it.
What?
You just said it.
I don't know.
Say Roses.
Again.
Roses Point in Sligo. And where are we heading for?
I don't know.
Malin Head.
Yeah. What's my hand?
Malin Head is the northern point, the most northern point of this country.
In the whole world?
Mm-hmm.
Is it up in the mountain?
Yep.
A huge mountain?
Yeah, and we're going to go there. We're going to go there this morning, so we've got to have a breakfast. I'm going to go on the road. And where are we right now? We are at the Orlin lifeboat station in Sligo is where we are right now. We're actually parked right next to there. Actually parked right next to their dock. So you couldn't wake up with much better view than that. That nice?
Yeah.
What you having?
I
muesli,
Muesli.
and banana,
And banana.
and chocolate.
Uh,
No,
No.
there's no chocolate. Just muesli and banana.
and raisin.
And raisins, because you like raisins.
Mm.
We just left Rose's Point, which I've already mentioned in this morning's clip. We have just stopped off because two people are joined us, which is Keith and Denise, and they wanted to go to shop, so they did. And that's where we are right now, just leaving Sligo, heading for, I think we're going to go to Letterkenny. Do you want to get lunch at Letterkenny?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Eat.
You want to eat in Letterkenny? Okay, so we're going to get lunch in Letterkenny, just eat there, and we'll go from Letterkenny after lunch to Malin Head, and then we're actually starting our trip back down the country after that. So yeah, and Jessica's chewing on what are you eating, Jessica?
I don't know.
What's that called?
I'm walking at it.
It's a walkie-talkie.
Take your time, let me know when you're ready. Couple months I've been messing with you steady. Open for plans tonight. Lost in the afterglow. Oh, girl, your love for me keeps calling me, so I'm calling you. Lord, give me life to find. I long for your company. Oh, girl, your love for me is a part of me, my biology.
Introduce everyone at the table. Who's behind you? Who's that behind you? That's
Jenny.
Jenny. And who's that?
Keith.
Denise. And who's that?
Keith.
That's Keith. Denise had her mask up because she's being very socially responsible in this current situation.
Самолет несет меня, будто в кулаке зажав великан. В иллюминаторе земля. Самолет несет меня, большой стальной великан. В иллюминаторе земля. Open for plans tonight. Lost in the afterglow. Oh, girl, your love for me keeps calling me, so I'm calling you. Lord, give me life to find.
Where are we?
I don't know. I'm a berry.
We're on a ferry.
Yes.
And that's the camper van, isn't it? We got the camper on the ferry. We are getting the ferry from Buncannon, I think. I'm not pronouncing that right. And it's called the Loch Silly or Willy, or one of those ferries across, which has taken an hour off our journey, which is very handy because it means we can have lunch instead of driving next time, couldn't it? And Denise made us lunch, so that was nice.
For your company. Oh, girl, your love for me is a part of me, my biology.
Been trying to change what I've been trying to say. Words don't come straight from my head to my mouth. It's such a shame that it fell out of place. Was never me that was bringing you down. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for
After a long third day of travelling on our adventure along the Wild Atlantic Way, we eventually found a perfect spot to wild camp that night, which is a beach called Rue Loch. As there's a bit of daylight left, Keith said he would go for a paddle. We had yet to put the kayaks in the water this whole journey, so we were all getting a bit itchy to get the kayaks in the water. Unfortunately, between Jessica's sleep and other bits and pieces, I opted out of this kayak. I just said it was too late, but Keith wanted to make the most situation, so did. He was dead right, as you're going to see in this following clip. He paddled out of the bay, headed off for one headland, and came back to us afterwards. We were unaware at this moment in time how our trip was going to change so drastically, as Keith later on that evening would accidentally break his ankle. As we were too far away from any hospital, we had to get an ambulance on site, and we managed to, after 45 minutes, ambulance turned up and they rushed him to Letterkenny Hospital, which where he would spend the next 3 days getting surgery on his ankle and slowly recovering. That left us with a bit of a dilemma. We are now in Donegal. I have Jessica with me, Keith and Denise were supposed to be travelling with us, and John and Jenny. Keith had driven to the beach, so we had to organise to get his car off that location and to somewhere safer, and Denise travelled on with me and Jessica. Luckily enough, Keith had family friends in Bundoran. We were due to meet with them anyway. They were on the schedule for this trip, so we all just headed for Bundoran. It was about an hour drive down south, and we waited there for Keith to get discharged from the hospital 3 days later. This was unfortunate, but at the same point in time, me and Jessica had to make the most of the situation. We continued on our trip as we should, camping out every night, wild camping in different locations, and actually ended up spending an awful lot of time in Bundoran and surfing in Bundoran, which is pretty cool to say. From both me and Jessica, to be able to say we've surfed in Bundoran, and that was a fun 2 or 3 days. We had for Keith to get out of the hospital, and once he was out, then we continued our journey down south. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to show you any footage of what happened. I think it's still all a bit too fresh in our own minds at the moment, but I can show you this one clip of Keith leaving in the ambulance as he gets carted away that evening, and you'll see the rest of the journey as it unfolds. Unfortunately, the idea of the vlog and recording it went out the window for me. It was just more about really just getting to the end of this trip now and making sure everyone was safe and happy. So we did that. Me and Jessica managed to get a bit of footage of us surfing and stuff like that, nothing major. And yeah, we finished out the trip on a high, which is fantastic. We brought Key back to Cork with us, and yeah, it's definitely put a mark on us in terms of we're going to have to do this trip again. We mightn't start at the very top this time. We might start somewhere further down, and we might pick up of where we left off on this very beach. We don't know. We'll have to see what's in store and next year's season for us, guys.